Welcome back to the Viking Code School demo for a simple Node.js web server. So in the last video, we saw how to just set things up and get a simple hello world message response from our server. In this video, we're going to see actually how to serve an HTML file. So I have this index.html file in my public folder. It's a convention to have something like a public folder where everything in that folder is going to be public, meaning that it can be served or accessed from the address bar or from URLs pointing to the server. So I have some simple markup here, straightforward HTML document that I'm going to serve from this web server. So in order to read that file, I'm going to need the file system module. And then, once I have that, I'm going to use the asynchronous version of read file to read my, my index.html file. So I'm going to pass in the path, the encoding, and a callback function. We have our callback function with the error first, because in Node we have error first callbacks. And at this point, what I want to do is I want to output the content of my HTML file. But what if there was something that went wrong with the call to read file? What if the file wasn't found, or who knows? That's what that error is there for. So if the error is truthy, then we know that an error occurred. So I could say response, right, head. And for now, let's just assume that the error that occurred was that the file did not exist. So that would be a not found error, which the status code is 404. And we could send just some plain text to keep it simple, that the file was not found. So that'll work if the file is not found. Let's see here. And here what we want to do is we want to output the file, because if there was no error, then we know that everything went fine. So we'll write to the head a status code of 200, and we'll set the content type. This time, we'll set the content type to be HTML, because that's what we're outputting. And that will tell the browser to render what we're outputting as HTML. And we send in the data. So just to clarify, right now what we're looking at is plain text. So if we inspect, we can actually see that this is getting wrapped with a pre-tag, and that's actually the browser being kind of friendly and saying, okay, we got plain text from the server, we're going to output it as plain text. In order to do that, we wrap it with a pre-tag, so it's pre-formatted like plain text should be. But we don't want plain text, we want HTML, which is now what we're going to get. So I made changes to my server file. The server is still running, so you can notice that if I load this page, it's still serving the old stuff. So what we need to do is we actually need to quit the server and run it again. So now the server started up with this code, and when I reload the page, you say that this is a big old h1 tag. We have here, it says hello Node.js server. So that is serving HTML from a Node.js server.